On my 28th birthday, I woke up to silence. No calls. No mensajes. No happy birthday text from family. Out of habit, I opened Instagram. There it was, a carousel post of my parents, my sister, and her boyfriend grinning on a beach in Hawaii. The caption read, "Surprise trip for our girl. Says the only one who makes USA proud." Below it, mom's comment sparkled like venom. She deserves the world. I just sat there, the glow of the screen painting my face blue, the words echoing in my chest like a punch. My name is Maya Hart. I'm 28. And that morning, I finally understood what family hierarchy really means. They hadn't forgotten my birthday. They ignored it, deliberately. For years, I'd been the reliable one. The helper. The responsible child. I'd covered my sister's rent, twice. Loaned mom my savings for her emergency dental work. Never complained when that called my career in finance, a desk job for people who play safe. And now, while they sipped cocktails in Maui, I was home, working overtime to pay off the credit card I'd once used to buy my sister out. So, I smiled, a calm, practiced smile, opened my banking app, and clicked. Withdraw full transfer confirm. Every dollar from the family fund, the one I created and managed for them, was now in a separate account under my name. The one they never had access to, because Maya handles the money. I logged out, shut the laptop, and whispered, "You wanted pride? You get silence instead." Outside, rain tapped softly against the window. It felt less like a storm and more like applause. They had no idea yet, but this birthday gift, it was finally for me. By noon, I'd already received my first family emergency call. Mom's name flashed on the screen. I let it ring twice before answering on the third. Her voice was frantic. "Maya, something's wrong with the bank account. The Hawaii card's been declined." I leaned back in my chair. "That's strange," I said, feigning confusion. "Didn't you say I wasn't a part of the family anymore? Maybe the system finally caught up." She paused, then lowered her tone. "Don't be dramatic. Your sister needed this trip. You're too sensitive." I laughed quietly, the kind of laugh that scares people because it's too calm. "Sensitive? You just said online says the only one who makes you proud." "Maya, people exaggerate on social media. You know that, right? And I exaggerated when I covered your mortgage last spring, I guess." There was silence, the kind that exposes everything. Then she snapped. "You're selfish. We're on vacation, and you choose now to make a scene. Enjoy the sun, Mom," I said softly. "You've earned it. But from now on, your pride gets to pay its own bills." I hung up, blocked the family group chat, and turned my phone face down. For the first time, I didn't feel guilty. I felt balanced. That evening, I poured myself a glass of wine and opened my journal. Under today's date, I wrote. Let them feel what I felt, unseen, unheard, unappreciated. Then I added one more line. And when they finally call back, it won't be for love. It'll be for money. And I promised myself. Next time they do, I answer with the same silence they once gave me. The next morning, I woke to another string of notifications. Missed calls. Voicemails. A frantic group chat titled, Family Account Issue. That voice on voicemail was sharp and shocking. Maya, what the hell did you do? The funds are gone. We can't access the card. Fix this immediately before your motor has a breakdown. I poured my coffee, pressed play again, and let the words sink in like music. They didn't ask if it was okay. They didn't say happy birthday. They said, fix this. It was the same script as always. My time, my money, my guilt. Not this time. By noon, my sister texted me a paragraph dripping with entitlement. You're seriously going to ruin Mom's trip? Grow up. You've always been jealous. You don't even have a family of your own, so stop trying to control ours. I stared at her message, then typed back 2 words. Enjoy budgeting. Then I turned off my phone and walked out into the city sunlight. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like their backup plan. I felt like my own person, the one who finally decided where her loyalty ends. That afternoon, I went to the bank in person and moved the rest of my linked assets into a new account under my business name. The clerk smiled politely. Starting something new? I smiled back. Ending something old. By the time I got home, there were 36 missed calls. I didn't answer a single one. Because this time, I wasn't there safety net. It was the backup call they never saw coming. And the irony? They still hadn't realized the money was the smallest thing I'd ever taken back. By the third day, Chaos had officially hit their paradise. Mom's friend uploaded a story from Hawaii, a shaky video of my parents arguing at a Polside bar. That's boys boomed. Schim beres to ese. My sister sat in the background, crying into her phone. I didn't need to imagine what the fight was about. It wasn't about money, not really. It was about control. They lost the one person who said to clean up every mess. At noon, Dad finally sent an email, short and cold. We're disappointed in you. Your actions are unforgivable. Family.Do vitra family. I typed a reply but stopped halfway through. Then, with a small smile, I deleted it, and attached a single PDF instead, labeled Financial Record 2019-2024. Every transfer. Every expense. Every emergency payment I'd made for them over 5 years. I hit send with a note. Family don't exploit family either. By evening, the email had been opened 7 times. Aunt Melinda called later, whispering like she was sharing a secret. They were panicking, Maya. Your dad's furious. Your mom's crying, and your sister's blaming everyone. What did you do? Nothing illegal, he said. Just a little accounting. Melinda chuckled. Good for you. About time someone stood up to them. He looked around my apartment, the plants, the sunlight, the peace. Everything they said he couldn't build without them. He didn't stand up to them, he said softly. He just stopped standing under them, for the first time. It wasn't anger that filled me. It was quiet, sharp, calm satisfaction. They taught me the value of money. Now they were learning the cost of neglect. And he hadn't even sent the real surprise yet. 2 weeks later, their Hawaii fantasy officially collapsed. Their flight home was charged to my mother's frozen card. The family account was permanently closed, and the credit line they'd used for years was now flagged for review. That's when Dad finally swallowed his pride. A called from a borrowed number, his voice low, careful, the way it gets when he realizes he have the upper hand. Maya, we need to talk, he said. He let the silence stretch before answering. About money, or about family? He said. About fixing this. He almost laughed. There is nothing to fix. You broke it years ago. He just stopped pushing it up. His tone hardened. You think this is strength? It's cruelty. He looked around my apartment, the one I'd paid for, furnished, and built on my own. No, Dad, he said softly. It's clarity. Later that night, he got an email from my sister. They resigned you ruined everything. But between us, I get it now. I saw Mom's comment. I'd be het all. It was the first honest things she'd said to me in years. I wrote back. I'm not angry anymore. I just stopped financing my own rejection. Then he attached a screenshot of a donation receipt. 10,000 pesos from the family fund sent to a local charity for girls studying finance. Caption, better investment. I didn't expect forgiveness. I didn't even need it. Because for the first time in my life, every dollar, every ounce of effort, every late night calculation, finally added up to me. And while they scrambled to rebuild their lives without my help, I finally celebrated a birthday that actually belonged to me. One without guilt. One without apologies. One without them. A month passed. No calls. No emails. No guilt. The silence that once said to Estin now felt sacred, like air after a storm. Work was thriving. My promotion at the firm went public, and I finally launched the financial literacy program I'd dreamed about. Workshops for women who'd been manipulated or controlled through money. It felt something in me I didn't know was empty. At the first session, one woman asked, "What made you start this?" I smiled. A family who taught me everything about theft, used not taking you can repa. They laughed softly, knowingly. That night, I got a small envelope in the mail. No return address. Inside there was a photo, me and my sister as kids, eating melting ice cream on the porch. On the back, in mom's handwriting. We went too far. I'm sorry. I didn't cry. Not this time. I just placed it inside a folder marked past and put it in the back of my drawer. The next morning, my phone buzzed again, a text from my sister. Mom's been quieter lately. She wants to talk. No pressure. I typed a reply, then paused. Forgiveness wasn't a simple math. You don't just balance the books and walk away even. So I wrote. Tell her I hope is okay. I'm okay, though. That's enough for now. Then I hit send and stepped outside. The sun was warm. The air smelled like rain and possibility. For the first time, I realized peace didn't mean a reunion. It meant not needing one. 6 months later, I stood on a stage at a Women in Business Summit in San Francisco, beneath a banner that read, Reclaiming Power, Money, Boundaries, and Self-Worth. If someone had told me a year ago that my pain would become my platform, I would have laughed. But there I was, in heels, in confidence, in peace. My family taught me early that love can come with conditions, I told the crowd. But it is what they never understood. I learned to build without applause. And that's how I learned to win. Applause echoed, but I didn't feel proud. I felt grounded. Afterward, a young woman came up to me, clutching her notebook. My mom says you owe her everything, she said quietly. Even my paycheck. I smiled gently. Then start by owing yourself peace. That's the first debt you pay. Her eyes welled up. And in that moment, I saw my younger self in her, scared, loyal, confused. The version of me who stuffed too long, paid too much, and asked too little. Later that night, I sat in my hotel room overlooking the bay. My sister's name flashed on my phone again. Mama's if she can come to your next event. Says been following your work. She said says proud. I stared at the message for a long time. It didn't actually like it to say to. It just felt distant. I replied. Tell her thank you. That's enough. Then I muted the thread, closed my phone, and turned toward the window. The water shimmered under the city lights, calm, endless, unbothered. It looked like freedom. It was freedom. Because sometimes the best kind of healing is the one that don't need witnesses. Just quiet, earned peace. A year later, I celebrated my birthday somewhere I'd never been before, on purpose. No family. No group chats. No fake smiles. Just me, a quiet beach in Greece and the sound of the tide rolling in. I watched the sun dip low and talked of every version of myself I'd been. The girl who stood up doing her sister's college applications. The woman who sent money to fix her parents' bills. The one who said to what for their love like it was something she had to earn. Now, I didn't what for anything. I built it. A notification chime broke the silence. An email from the foundation accountant I'd hired 6 months ago. Happy birthday, Maya. The scholarship fund for underprivileged girls is officially active. First 3 recipients selected. Ismail struck tears he didn't expect. The family fund had finally found a purpose, one day they never understand. Later that night, as the waves lapped at the shore, another message came in. From Mom. We saw the news about your program. We're proud of you. I stared at the screen, heart steady. Not bitter. Just tone. I typed back. Thank you. I hope you find your own peace, too. Then I turned my phone face down, letting the sea breeze carry away the last trace of them. Because sometimes peace isn't a revenge. It's knowing you don't need to prove your worth to anyone anymore. The moon shimmered across the water, and for the first time, I whispered to myself. Happy birthday, Maya. And somewhere in that sound, between the ocean and the quiet, I knew this time, the celebration was exactly how it was meant to be.